You may have seen this story online. A woman named Nangeli in the old kingdom of Travancore, in what's now Kerala. The tale says women of her caste were taxed simply for covering their chests, and that she paid for it with her life. It's been painted, filmed, shared millions of times. But here's the uncomfortable part. Historians can't find Nangeli in any record. And that famous tax, charged supposedly by the size of a woman's body, almost certainly a myth too. And yet the truth underneath the legend is real. And it's worse. Because for women like Nangeli, covering your own body wasn't taxed. It was forbidden. So why would anyone be banned from wearing clothes? Forget the tax for a moment and look at the clothing. 19th century Travancore was organized by caste, a rigid ladder of who ranked above whom. And that ladder was enforced in a startlingly simple way. Your clothes had to announce your place on it. Covering your upper body was a privilege, and it ran by rank. A lower caste woman couldn't cover her chest in public at all. A higher caste Naya woman could, except before a Brahmin, where she too had to uncover in deference. And a Brahmin woman uncovered only before the temple god. So bearing your body here wasn't shameful. It was a signal of submission to everyone ranked above you. Which means a simple cloth across the shoulders wasn't just cloth. It was a claim to dignity, to equal standing. And in a system built to keep people down, that claim was dangerous. So where does the famous breast tax come in? There really was a tax. Lower caste women paid a levy the records call mulakkaram. Men paid a matching one. Collectors went door to door. But careful history matters here. The historian Manu Pillai argues breast tax is a misnomer. It was essentially a poll tax, a flat charge levied on lower caste women because of who they were, not measured by their bodies. The lurid detail about size is the kind of thing a legend adds. And it wasn't even unusual. This kingdom taxed the poor for almost everything. By some accounts, over 100 separate levies, most aimed at the lowest castes. A tax to wear jewelry. A tax just to grow a mustache. The real scandal was never one strange tax. It was an entire system built to squeeze the people at the bottom and keep them visibly marked as the bottom. Which brings us to the part the viral posts skip. The documented story is far bigger than one woman. It's called the Channar revolt, and it lasted nearly 50 years. Starting around 1813, women of the Nadar community, palm climbers near the bottom of the ladder, began doing the forbidden thing, covering up in public. Many had become Christians, encouraged by missionaries, and drew on that to claim equal dignity. The backlash was brutal, and it focused, tellingly, on the cloth itself. Upper caste men tore the coverings off women in the street. The government flip-flopped for decades. Permission granted, then withdrawn, because courtiers warned that equal dress would erase the difference between castes. Read that reason again. The objection wasn't modesty. It was that letting people dress equally would make them look equal. The dress code existed precisely to keep them unequal. Finally, on the 26th of July, 1859, under British pressure, the king gave way. Nadar women could cover their upper bodies. A hard-won, partial victory, but the line had been crossed. So what about Nangeli? She appears in no contemporary record. Her story spread only after a single article in 2016. As written, it's folklore. So why does it survive? Because a legend can carry a truth the archives lost. The real women who risked everything were barely named in history at all. Nangeli became the face for all of them. So, why was covering your body forbidden? Because clothing was never just clothing. It was a tool of control. The simplest way to keep people in their place is to write that place onto the body, where everyone can see it, and no one can take it off. The tax may be a myth, Nangeli may be a legend, but what they point to is solid history, a time not so long ago when the right to wear a shirt had to be won. Now you know. So what else that we take for granted was once a battle?